Hello and welcome to another episode of Monday Markets. If you enjoy our content, please like and subscribe. It helps us massively. Thank you to those who liked our comment on Friday. Definitely noticed a big uptick in the likes and also the supportive comments. Really appreciate it. And we have some exciting news in terms of Learning Crypto. We have a brand new website. Go check it out, learningcrypto.co.uk. We're populating it with articles and it will just get better and better as time goes on. But it's free to sign up. Go check it out. Loads of free content on there. As I say, learningcrypto.co.uk. Very exciting times. If we go back to the charts, as we can see, not much really happening at the moment. We had a little bit of a dip in the early hours of this morning, but recovered very quickly. If we go down to the 1 hour, you can see what happened. Funnily enough, we actually bounced right off the same point we bounced off on Friday. So if you look, Friday 31st, we had this dropped down to about 27.7 and then rallied straight back up. It's exactly what happened in the early hours this morning, down to 27.7 and then zipped back up. But it was around sort of 6 o'clock in the morning, right up. We sort of stopped here at 28.3, so let's see what happens. But in terms of the bigger picture, it's just sideways action. We're waiting to see which level breaks first. Is it going to be the resistance of 28.5 or the support of 26.8? At the moment, everything in between is just pure chop. Similar scenario with Ethereum, a little bit messy. We've got quite a few levels here, but if we go from time frame to time frame, in terms of the monthly, we have broken above that 1721 monthly resistance, which we had been under ever since June of last year. So that's pretty pivotal, pretty big moment there. Do we see Ethereum now push on? Do we see Ethereum show some strength against BTC for the first time in a while? We'll have to wait and see. In terms of the weekly, again, we've managed to climb above that weekly level of 1783 as well. Nice weekly close there for Ethereum. Next target for me, as you can see, a little bit of a bullish retest potentially already happened. A push to $2,000 potentially. That's the next big level for ETH. Nice big round number, and also the swing high of August 2022 as well. And then after that, potentially 2.3. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We'll have to see what happens with BTC. If we go down to the daily time frame, Ethereum still got to get past that 1847 daily level, which is pretty much the only barrier now between price as it currently stands and that 2K level. So interesting to see. Now, if BTC decides to take another dump, does Ethereum follow it, or is that when Ethereum's time to shine comes? Let's take a look at the ETH BTC chart. So we've been covering this quite a lot on this channel the past couple of weeks about when is the opportune time for ETH and alts to start outperforming. We're starting to see some signs, as we saw Ethereum USD has broken out of its key resistances. Ethereum BTC, it's not quite at the level I thought it was going to come down to. I was thinking we would come down to 0.06 before we saw a decent bounce. However, we are starting to form a little bit of a base here around this sort of 0.064 area. As long as these lows hold from the 20th of March at about 0.062, looks like we could form a base and we could end up deviating this weekly level of around 0.066. So keeping an eye on that. As I say, this could be Ethereum's time to shine, but we just need a few more confirmations. Bitcoin dominance, as we well know, we've covered it many times, at resistance, and total 2 is still at resistance as well. So as I say, there's a few things that are looking good in terms of Ethereum USD breaking out, Ethereum BTC looking to form a bit of a bottom. However, Bitcoin dominance hasn't fallen off a cliff yet, and total 2 is still at resistance. So still a couple more things we need to happen before we see that Ethereum and alt breakout. So let's take a look at what news we have coming up this week. So in terms of events, it's a pretty quiet week. We've got a couple of little things. So we've got a Federal Reserve speaker later today. We've also got the initial jobless claims later in the week on Thursday. Also, we've got the US unemployment report as well on Friday. However, Friday is a bank holiday, so markets, or the US markets at least, aren't open on Friday, so keep that in mind. But really, there's a pretty quiet week, not too much in terms of events, and of course we've got another federal speaker as well on Thursday. But the big thing that's rocking the markets at the moment is this oil price surges as OPEC surprise output cuts shake market. So OPEC is basically the organization of petroleum exporting countries. So they basically decide how much they put out, and at the moment they are reducing the amount of oil they're putting out, and obviously a reduction in supply leads to an increase in price. So oil is one of the biggest factors when it comes to inflation. Of course, every sort of business and import and export, etc., needs oil for fuel, and so if that cost goes up, then obviously the cost of everything else goes up. Even things like, you know, supermarkets, stuff like that. If it costs them more money to, you know, import their goods and deliver their goods, etc., then they're going to have to pass the cost on. So yeah, oil is a big one in terms of inflation. So are we going to see a double peak in inflation, and is this going to be the cause? We'll have to wait and see. It's not really my area of expertise. That's just, you know, the general overview that I've got from doing a little bit of research. But apart from that, I'm not going to go too deep into it because I don't really know that much about it. As I say, not really my area of expertise, but just to give you a heads up. And also the other big news in crypto is ARB, or Arbitrum. So what happened with this on Friday, over the weekend, is that the Arbitrum team basically wanted to siphon off about 750 million tokens from DAO to a slush fund controlled by the team. And they put it up to a vote, but before the vote was completed, they already did the transaction. So they siphoned off a load of money into a wallet into the team's control without the authorization of the community. So yeah, looking pretty shady. And if we go back to the charts, which is why I've got ARB here, we had a little bit of a dump. Obviously it's a brand new coin, so there's no point looking anywhere above the daily. Even that, there's not much data. However, just to show you what the reaction was, so this was Friday, and we dumped down about 20%, so pretty painful. Hopefully no one got too caught up in that. So yeah, just keep an eye on that. In terms of a trade, if it gets down to these lows at $1.11, you got really good risk reward there. I certainly wouldn't, I mean, we don't do financial advice on this channel anyway, but I certainly wouldn't advise looking at this for a long-term investment until the that situation is cleared up. However, if you're looking at a trade, nice risk reward at $1.11, you got an easy invalidation, which is just simply a close below. But yeah, something to keep an eye on. In terms of what we looked at last week, ADA, so I said last week on the Monday market, said it was looking good, looking like it was in a nice trend. And then on Friday I said watch out, because we are coming up to weekly range high resistance. So if if you're holding it, nice place to take profits. If you're in a trade, good place to get out. Not a good place to enter a new trade. And as you can see, we saw that rejection just there. If we go down to the daily, so this was on Friday, come up into resistance, sold off into the weekend. Nice little bounce off this daily level at 37 cents. So on Learning Crypto, we have a section in Premium called Earn While You Learn, which I run, where I basically show what trades I'm taking on Monday to Friday. I upload the video at the same time every day, Monday to Friday, showing my analysis of the market, a much deeper and detailed analysis than I do on this channel. And we enter trades together, entries, TP, stop losses, etc. And it's basically an education. It's not signals. It is showing people how to trade safely, effectively, sensible leverage, sensible amounts, proper structure, TP, stop losses, etc. And we actually caught this trade. So we got in on the retest of this level at 37 cents, and we got out at 40.50, which is pretty much the top, as you can see. And this is the screenshot of it there. So as you can see, entry 37 cents and got out at 40.50. So that was a very, very nice trade. If you're interested in that, check out the website, learningcrypto.co.uk, and become a premium member. And as you can see, this is, wrong site, this is our premium platform, and premium.learningcrypto.co.uk. And as you can see, Earn While You Learn, these are all the daily videos. So yeah, if you're interested in learning how to trade, go check that out. And I think that's pretty much it for this week, guys. So as I say, not much to talk about until we see a break on certain levels. Ethereum looking pretty good. compared to BTC. Keep your eyes on that ETH BTC chart, and we may see some opportunities for ETH and alts to have a little breakout. But just be cautious. We are still at resistance, which isn't breaking just yet. So hope you have a good week. There will be the last orders video will be on Thursday this week, not on the Friday. And then next week, the Monday markets video will be on Tuesday because of the bank holidays. So yeah, keep your eye out Thursday this week for last orders, and next week, Monday markets, well, it should be Tuesday markets. So hope you have a good week. I'll see you Thursday, and we'll see what happens during the week and catch up with it all. So I'll see you then.